So hindsight's always 20/20. Looking back, should have let the short trade stand. But that's how it goes in trading. It changes minute by minute. But now that it's 2 o'clock, let's bring over the 5-minute fib grid here and see what's happening. I still think the market wants to go further down the range on the fib grid side, even though it's pretty high up here. We'll take a look at the 30-minute fib grid, because 30-minute bars can be very telling. And let's just look at this real quick. And I don't know, they may try to rally it up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for I could either go short at the break of this, or I could wait for a pullback. Right now I'm going to wait. This short would have worked out nicely if I just let the auto trader trade. But already have a great trade here so far, so I'm going to wait for the right setup. Right, rather than let the video run, I'll be back. Okay, so we've pulled back to the 20, and it's just a little bit after 2, and I'm going to enable the auto trader for shorts here. This might be a rally, maybe up to the 60, but I still think it's going to sell off. Now, what is of concern is that this ABC pattern here is a higher low, but that could set up for a nice short if the auto trader goes up here and then pulls back short, or goes short again here, and that would be another leg down. So let's give it a go. Okay, the auto trader has just taken a short, and we shall see how it goes here. The better entry would have been the pullback to the 20, and you could have, used your horizontal trend line entry like this, and that would have been much, much better position. But I wanted to just let the auto trader enter the trade instead of me forcing the trade. So let's see if this breaks or it holds. The news is awfully bad. I mean, I've just never seen anything like this before. Okay, so as you can see, it was another pullback right to the 20, and kind of a little battle going on to break this level. Now it's got to make a clean break of 68.39.50. There needs to be a decent push down, and there we just had it. You saw new lows on the day, and I suspect it'll go to 6,800 and maybe further. It's got to go to 67.57 to hit our target. The fib grid 250 is at 67.93, so I imagine it's going there, and might be wise to put a target there. But let's just let it trade and see what happens. Okay, so we're stopped out for a loss here, and if this 30-minute bar does not close higher, then I would tend to stick to the short side. So I'm going to leave the auto trader on, and I think it will make up. our losses. Looks like we're going to get a rally to the upside here a little bit. Okay, so we had a nice little rally here. I'm still going to leave it on shorts because as long as it keeps this trend intact here, it's kind of breaking it a little bit, this trend line. Kind of this trend line, well, not right, yeah, right here. So this trend line has kind of been broken. What would have to happen is a higher low here and then break up here, and it may come back to the open. But I'm going to leave it on shorts. And see what happens. I expect to get a short right here. And this would be great because it would be a pullback to the 60. And there it is. It'll be interesting to see if this was as far as it could get, and then it sells down here. A break of the high here, and then all bets are off. So I'm going to move this just a little closer. But if it comes up and breaks this high with any force, then probably should go long. And that'll also wipe out a good deal of profits here. But notice where we are right now is right at 6,900. Okay, so I just turned off the open range filter because if this breaks above this, it kind of came like, well, actually we just got taken long and stopped out. So most of our profits were eroded for the day, and the real-time setting change did work. How this is going to play out, but I believe this wants to rally up into the open is what I'm thinking here. Here's our 30-minute bar on the fib grid, and it may find resistance at the 200, but this is pretty strong and was higher than this bar and a higher low here. So I think we're going to get a rally. We need to see the market break above 69.51. And as you can see, the mid-round numbers, 6,900, 6,950, any round number like that is often resistance. You can also see the averages have kind of turned up, and it's pulling back to the averages and then bouncing up. So this is the 20 right here, and this is the 60 EMA. You can see how it just bounced off the 20 there. Just trying to scratch our way back into profitability here. If we get a defined break of 69.50, then I would expect a lot more as they try to hold the market together. Okay, we need to see this pattern resolve into something. An exact price match here is still considered a double top, but we do have this high, a low, and then a low here, and so if it can break above here, then the pattern should resolve to the upside. And it would go something like this. This is where you would use your fib extension tool. And you could draw something akin to this. So this would be 100% of your move. If this breaks with some force, then it should be a nice long bar here. And it looks like that's happening. Note the time it sails. Note the transition of the moving averages and these pullbacks to the moving averages. It's really hard to see it when it's happening. Much easier said than done. And lots of volatility here. And if we look at a big picture chart, this is where it's finding resistance at the top of the opening range here. So this is, I believe, it is 60 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Is at 70.35. Wow, what a rally. Look at that. I think it's time to bring in my stop. Monster rally here. I'm going to close the trade because I wanted to close with over $2,000 profit. And of course, as soon as I do that, it's going to pop. But that was quite stressful. Yeah, it's going to come back, and it would have hit our target. Actually, right here, it was 1 point away. So yeah, it's probably going to hit our target. But as stated, I wanted to close the trade with a profit of above 2,000 for the day, and that's okay. So this came within a point of the profit target, and it's probably going to get there. I see these kind of higher lows here, but that's good enough. This has been a long video, and we kind of hung in there. Okay, decided to let the auto trader go short as this rally topped out, and it couldn't make it back to the open. So we have a $3,500 goal, and I think it's going to get hit. Okay, so this is really interesting. I just let the auto trader trade, and you can see it had a loser and a small winner here, and then as this failed here, this high was just not as high by a tick. The goal on the chart here is 3,500, and I believe we'll hit that goal. It doesn't have to go very far. It doesn't even have to go down here. I think we're going to hit that goal very shortly here, as I do believe the market will drop. Even if it gets to here, that might be enough for us to hit our goal. As it goes below the averages here, we're very close to our goal here. It should hit any moment. We're at that 69.50 round number level where it's finding support right here. This was previous support, so as soon as this gets broken, we should see a push down and we'll hit our goal. Boom. Here it comes. Push. Any moment. As stated, okay, that's it. This chart finally hit its goal, and here's all the trades here. This was the first trade here, which I made a separate video, and then I didn't mean to be short here, but that would have been okay. And then two more shorts here, and then at this point here, I realized I need to allow it to go long, and there was a rally almost up to the open, and that resulted in a couple of trades. And then finally, that's good that this was not a complete loser, and then a nice winner here brought us to our goal, and here's our equity curve. So really, we from the first trade, we had a little bit of trouble here, but then came back. And notice the losers weren't that large, excepting right here. We did give back 2/3 of our equity here. Anyway, interesting day, interesting times. Stay safe, everyone.